Yeah, so in Dubai Chamber, we already spoke about one company and how to start a business in Dubai. Now we have one interesting personality here, Mohammed from Dubai, and he is working in a company called Antler. And first, before we talk about the company, can you tell about yourself?
Sure.
How long you are in Dubai? What do you do?
Yeah. So I was actually, I've only been in Dubai for about 7 months, but I was born and raised in Qatar.
Ah, Qatar.
So
Okay.
I'm from the region, originally from Sudan. Spent 10 years in the US. So went to the US for university. Worked in
Which university you study?
I went to Stanford University.
Wow,
And
Stanford.
so I started off my career in consulting. Did a couple of years at a prop tech startup. It was a seed stage company when I joined. I helped them expand into new locations. It was about Series B level when I left.
Okay.
And then I joined the venture capital firm in Silicon Valley for a couple of years before coming back here. And that's when I joined Antler.
Very good. So can you tell about, before going to that, you studied in Stanford University,
I
right?
did.
Everyone have the aspiration to be part of Ivy
Yeah.
League, right? So especially from India.
Yeah.
This is from India, this channel is from. So can you give some tips how to join there? Because a lot of people have aspiration, at least millions of applications every year from
Yeah.
India they will apply.
Yeah.
Can you tell some tips? Like a lot of people will have.
So I'll start off by saying Stanford is not technically an Ivy League school.
Okay.
The Ivy League is East Coast only.
East Coast only, yes.
So they call it the Ivy of the West.
Ah.
My tips are, so I'm no expert, right? Like I think, like anything, you work hard, you try and check all the boxes. So be a well-rounded person, have a good education, great grades, have the right kind of like things on paper, and then it's luck. Right?
Okay.
Like,
So how was the life in Stanford University?
very good, very good.
Okay,
It's a
so
very like beautiful, safe campus, and then like everyone is, because it has a West Coast vibe, so everyone's a bit laid back, but also brilliant.
Okay.
So
That is important.
yeah. So it's like very unassuming brilliance.
Very good. Interesting.
The average person there.
Very good. So now you can talk about your Antler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Antler is global day zero investor. The way that the investment works is we run a 10-week residency program, and who we target is aspiring founders at the very earliest stage. So think, if you are someone who wants to start a company today, a tech company, but you don't have a co-founder, you don't know if the problem that you're going to tackle is big enough for a venture scale business, and you don't have the seed capital to start off. So that's where Antler comes in. We run a 10-week residency, again, primarily focused on individual founders who want to find co-founders and validate their problem.
Oh, very interesting, because in India, right, if 100 company starts their business, only 10% survive after 3 years.
Yeah.
Because the main problem in the survey, which we have recently did for startup ecosystem, I closely work with a lot of startup system. They say that they don't have complementary skill co-founder.
Yeah.
Because a founder always be passionate about their product.
Yeah.
But it has to be marketed, right? So if they don't have a complementary skill co-founder,
So that's-
whatever,
yeah.
they fail.
I think that's our whole thing, is like, we don't back individual founders because the number of unicorns that have been founded
very
that
interesting,
have been built by individual founders are few and far between. And then even the individual founders who do succeed are usually second-time founders with super deep networks of like advisors, of technical talent that they can tap. So especially if this is your first or second company and you haven't succeeded on a large scale before.
So and they can come from any part of the world. It's in Dubai.
So I'll tell you. So Antler is a global company. We actually have funds in 6 or 7 different regions, and we have operations in 30 different cities. So we actually have an India fund, right? So anyone in India who wants to continue to build for the Indian market, we have an Antler India. It started off in Singapore about 6 years ago, and then the MENAP fund, our fund, is the newest one. So we focus on everything from Morocco until Pakistan.
Very good.
Everything in between.
Okay.
So if you want to build for or in that region, then come to us. Otherwise, we have an Antler very close to wherever you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm
if you're in
really.
the US, we have a US fund.
Yeah, exactly.
Canada, London, we have
It's all over the
Nordics.
world.
Yeah, Berlin. We have an Africa fund. So wherever you are, we have an Antler fund near.
So I'm really happy to meet you, because I thought we are going to talk about some technology, whatever. But you're doing something very important. So a lot of people have the idea and they start the business, and they don't know how to go forward. And I think your program, residential program, will be very useful for them to reach their mission in a peaceful way. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much
Good
for your
luck
time.
with the channel.
Thank you. Thank you.